With this top side, it can be very, very dangerous if they're able to stack those engages efficiently, and especially Sheer. If he's able to find a teleport into these plays, Krako's coming in from one side, Sheer is coming in from the other side. If you get sandwiched as Starry, doesn't have level 6 yet, he doesn't have Prio from his bot lane. Haichao sacrificed a little bit of his health. I like that Bulldog basically expels him from being able to join into any of these fights and just continues to declare that he's the one in control of this lane. Now,
both junglers hovering around the bottom side here as we're going to see a knock-up on the missing. Krako is here. Knock-up goes back on the Moham. He's level 5 and he gets cataclysed. He's down, but here comes Starry. He's got red-white, and it's time to fight. But 1xN has transcended himself, and Juhan's got to run for the hills. He'll flash the wall, but Krako is there to follow, and it's a huge win for LNG. That Sundered Sky, it's going to be very, very difficult to actually kill this guy with the lack of damage that OMG has.
Need to get flagged and dragged. And Krako, you can see he's just spending time getting toward the bot lane, putting pressure where it needs to be applied.
And Juhan probably thought he was on the top side. He has to ult out to avoid the onslaught of LNG, but they are in hot pursuit. They really want to kill him.
I love this.
Krako lands the knock-up, and Juhan will crumble.
Krako is just relentless. I can imagine in the comms he's saying, go in, go in. I got flag and drag in a couple of seconds, and Juhan is going to have to spend a few more seconds back to the base. Now Starry is super low. Cataclysm's back up.
Knockup is there. Krako's under the turret, but he'll cataclysm out, but still full. Starry picking up a huge shutdown.
Yeah, Moham really well executed there to basically spoon feed his ADC a free kill. Resources over to this Aphelios. This is the win con for OMG, and he does have 2 kills, Yanni.
Yeah, and this is his one of his best champions, I should say. He's got a mean Xayah, but for the moment, this Aphelios is the pick. It's going to be a difficult pick to play out a little bit later, but he made it look fairly easy there.
Doesn't have the ultimate on the Alistar. It means that there really isn't a reliable front line here for OMG. Even if they do go in, there's no guarantee they're getting out, so it does feel like kind of a flip play to go for this dragon, but it's the LPL, baby. We love those.
Well, we're going right in onto Krako, who secures the dragon.
Haichao.
Potential turn on to Haichao as Juhan gets shoved away and taken down once again. 1xN
is in maybe the cards for OMG to look for a cross map if they want to, but they're really over-investing on this top side. I don't know about this, Yanni. If this doesn't end up bearing fruit, I don't feel like you're going to be able to do much.
Yeah, Haichao's just in no man's land. Nobody's around to help him, and the mid laner of OMG falls.
Juhan.
Juhan is like, hey guys, I was hiding, and he's going to have to unstoppable force away.
Out of the fight instead of into the fight, and LNG just continuing to have a stranglehold here in game number 1. They take control of top and mid. They get a pick onto Haichao. Herald secured, and now this is a free gateway into Soul Point. You put this in a lane, you pull pressure from OMG.
And it just feels like OMG has said, we'll fight for anything. 1xN fighting for control of that midway, forced to flash away, drops his ultimate, but will fall. Story dies on the back end, so it's a 1-for-1 trade of 80 carries.
Yep, but I still think that favors LNG. You can see that this does not deter Krako in the slightest. He is still on that bot side river. He is still going to be starting up that dragon. I think the big thing I'm looking at, though, are those top laners, those teleports. The quests have all been completed, so I wonder if those are active for either of them. It's active for both of them, so if we do go into a scrap, Renekton and Cassante would be present. But a 1-for-1 does favor OMG, just given how behind they are. But it still gives resources over to the Yunara, who continues to scale and is getting very close to 3 items, Yanni.
Rift Herald popped in the mid lane as LNG are looking to take out yet another turret. It'll be the last outer turret going down as they have really broke. As the crab is going to get taken out here. The dragon now spawning as OMG desperately trying to get into this river, but LNG's defense is stout. OMG will now finally find their way in. His Haichao on the backside, already down to half HP. OMG nice and grouped up. Orianna Shockwave not quite up, but should be soon. There's a knockup as they're just going to target out Harry to kick things off. And Harry's all out means that he is out. Big knockup from Juhan. This is OMG's chance. Over on the one Starry with red and white, but he's unable to take him down. And that means Sheer and the rest of LNG will be able to knock him down front to back and make it look easy. A triple kill for 1XN. That's going to be sold for LNG. And Sheer on the backside unable to finish off Haichao.
I mean, the knockup from the Malphite looked good, Yanni, but it felt like it came too late. You had already lost a member of your team by the time you as Malphite went in, and the firepower from OMG.
Take them for free. Like what's going on right now.
I don't know, man.
Tell you that.
I think Cloud Soul's pretty broken. I
think Cloud Soul's good for certain champions, certain compositions even. But Kronko is just, bro. That's how far ahead LNG are right now.
Whoa, whoa!
Drag redirect with the Cataclysm. Say goodbye, Starry. With the teleport coming in, and immediately they're gonna go attack Harry. He's gonna all out Kronko, but he's gonna be unable to escape. Flash be damned. Harry will fall, and LNG with a 2-man advantage.
That was like a snake eyes play from Kronko. You ever played Foursquare, Yanni, and you're looking to serve the ball to one part of the court, but then you like go to another direction that you're not looking at, and the person gets caught by surprise? I imagine Starry had a similar reaction. Bro just gets aggressed onto out of nowhere by Kronko.
Yeah, they're just doing everything they can to keep Juhan away from that Baron. Moham even trying to get close, but to no avail. And that will be the Baron for LNG. Side here for LNG again. OMG, their only hope at this point is to hang on 2 more minutes and hope that LNG make a horrifying mistake around that Elder, but given the fact that they have go buttons whenever they want, I don't think that's going to happen, Quacks.
Yeah, it's really tough for OMG. I mean, now, when you've got a comp that goes fully forward...
Well, here goes Kronko with that ultimate. He's gone a little too deep, but I think it's all right as the rest of the team is there to finish this one off. 1XN ends up dying to Haichao, but Haichao will fall all the same, and that means all the damage for OMG is all gone. Under the Nexus turrets, they're going to put Harry in the dirt. All you can do is watch if you're Juhan, as LNG will finish this game off and take a 1-0 series lead.
Yeah, the best thing that Juhan can do at this point is hit him with the shuffle for Malphite, but he's just going to go down. LNG dominant game number 1 against the team that they have had 2 series against in Demacia Cup, beating them both times, and they are looking to make it a 3rd.
Wire to wire this game, Quacks. LNG were the better team.
Until inevitably he is a pick tool with that knockup, but I mean, what are you preventing in the early game from getting ahead on the side of OMG? This is noticeably weaker in the skirmishes compared to Xin Zhao. He really is reliant on that first item and level 6. So I like Kronko abusing this.
Yeah, but the problem is his mid laner's on a recall right now. This thing is nearby. Smite Fight goes over to Juhan. Now he's level 4, but the handshake is well placed. Haichao cannot get close. Flash for flash, but they're going to get on top of missing. 1XN looking to join the fight here as we've got a full 3v3. Starry bringing up the rear as well. First blood going over to 1XN. Double kill for 1XN. He's looking for
no
Starry
shot.
Next. It's Kronko who gets it. And LNG, a 4-0, 3 minutes into the game.
And you can see Kronko with the player cam. My man was elated. 3v4, down numbers, mid laner on a recall, Yanni. None of that matters.
Quite a bit weaker than Kronko early. That was the difference. That's why you're able to win that fight. 3v4, and LNG, again, just starting off on the right foot. So far, I have not seen an instance where OMG has been the better team. And Quacks, I fear that we might not see that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, what about there?
He's dead. Is he? He's just dead.
Nah.
How is Sheer gonna escape this?
He's
not. That's the answer. Juhan is going to pick up his Sheer camp. You can see Sheer's player cam. He's like, man, what happened to Harry? It's just like, what is this guy doing?
LNG.
OMG get there first, but LNG is already on this dragon. And the bot lane, they're just way too strong at this point in time to be pushed off of it. So LNG gonna have the rule of the roost for this early game. Chao has elected not to take teleport this game. He has Flash Ghost. We'll hold that thought for a moment as Juhan is going to go all in on Kroko here with the Cyclone as well. Kroko having a big issue with him. Bulldog moving over, looking to save his jungler.
If ever I've seen one, he's forced to burn the Flash as well. So even if he does decide to go in for this engage, which he won't be able to do, as now Kroko is on the backside. They're looking to go for a dive here. They've got the ultimate for
Hostile
missing.
takeover is ready. They're all in the corner. There it is. It hits multiple members. Moham hand shook out of his Zenith blade, and it's a thing of beauty on the dive, and you know they're going in for round 2. Sorry, gonna be the target. Bullet time on the way out. And 1xN will bleed out in the top lane. A shutdown for Starry. Range.
Yeah.
It's that increase of 5 range, baby. That did it. 1xN was probably like, I'm out of there.
Yeah. That is a little unfortunate for 1xN, but still, one play, 3 minutes into the game, Jan. That's crazy.
This one might be a little bit less impactful as everybody on LNG, save for top lane, has completed theirs. We're now going to see them try to attack Moham here with a handshake. Juhan waiting in the wings to go in, waiting to see if LNG is going to overcommit for a potential dive. It looks like that could be the case. Moham and Starry stuck on an island with a turret. Now, getting crashed with that wave in. Here we go. Engaged
going early.
Kroko, missing. Still has an ultimate ready to go here. Moham escaping just barely, but it'll finally go down. Haichao on the backside looking for 1xN, but Haichao's got to get out. 1xN lives. Meanwhile, Kroko just going after Juhan, keeping him away. Turret goes down. Starry goes down. LNG cleaning up OMG again.
To find their way onto you. And cancels that ultimate from dealing the maximum amount of damage that it can. And that's really the only way I can picture OMG having enough damage to win a fight at this point. Haichao, I don't think, is scaled up enough.
Here, over on the side, lurking in the jungle. Kroko is now stuck in the back of the pit. He's the only one there, missing, finding it hard to get in.
Just
as this dragon is getting very low. It's going to be a smite fight between the junglers, and it's secured by Kroko with a hostile takeover hitting multiple members. It's Sheer on the backside as well. That bullet time is not doing enough. That's the problem. Lots of low health bars, but you can't close them out. Kroko will not get the bailout. It's LNG picking up the dragon, losing 2 members.
Early, he gets hit by the Cyclone. This was kind of the worry I had with the Rek'Sai. If your timing is off, you just die before you can actually get to the back line. And that's exactly what happened, as off screen, bloom and shine brightly for the 2026 year. We got Baron spawning up and LNG just holding the line on this top side. They're actually just going to straight up start this Baron, Yanni.
That could be a mistake. You know, you still have multiple members here. Another nice handshake. Here's that bullet time. It doesn't matter most of the time. Knockup coming through for Juhan. Harry joins the fight. He's got a big shield, but his ultimate isn't going to land on anybody. Bulldog forcing Haichao off on the side, and down goes the jungler. Starry and Moham going to run for the hills, but Sheer will chase him down. And now LNG can do whatever the heck they want, and they say, give me Harry and give him death.
Yeah, I mean, Starry had a decent bullet time. There was a good position for the Misfortune, but unfortunately, Crescent Guard hit you with the biggest nope card I've ever seen, as LNG just dominate such a big fight, and it might be the one that damns OMG in this series, Yanni.
Yeah, we're just dotting the I's and crossing the T's now. Quacks, this Baron is going to go down 21.5 minutes into this game, 57 seconds.
This is a last-ditch effort if ever I've seen one, but yeah, I mean, you gotta go for something like this if you're OMG.
The problem is the Phalites make it really, really hard to actually do that and make this flank play happen, which is their only effort. I mean, you see him over on the enemy red buff, right? Just waiting for something to happen here. Sheer getting chased all the way off here. Juhan is gonna hit that.
We found him.
That Scar's
Get him,
Bloom.
boys.
Yeah, they definitely found him. Right? They're going to actually keep going after him. It looks like that might be the case. Krako's 2 levels up, and he says, why not, man? Juhan forced the flash away, but Sheer has marked him. Juhan's Cyclone will not get him out of there. Meanwhile, over on the side, Bulldog, the Shurima shuffle. The root goes down on the Moham. He's going to die too. Harry with a double knockup coming through, but he will fall all the same. It's just too easy for the LNG squad. They're averaging almost a kill a minute. Quacks, I have a feeling they might get there. Missing. He's going to be able to clip Starry, and that means everybody else is going to go after Starry to finish him off too.
Yep, Starry going down, and that will cement OMG's fate. LNG with a dominant 2-0. The road to redemption is long, and it is tough, but it all starts with a single step, and LNG start their road off with a very pleasant leap here in Group Nirvana.
No doubt about it, Quacks. They left no quarter. They have ripped apart OMG, and they're going to do it for one last fight while the Nexus is exposed. Harry goes down. They're just looking for kills. Bulldog finally now getting a little bit more in his ledger. 25 kills in less than 25 minutes. Absolute domination for LNG.
Counter pick at the end of this draft.
Oh yeah, I really, really like the Poppy right now. Obviously, there's a ton of movement abilities that you're going to be able to shut down with that Steadfast Presence, but even beyond that, this composition did really just need that little bit of extra. I'm going to run at you and start this fight off front of your opponents. Instead, it's just going to be a little bit slower. WE going to wait out EDG, and now just going to be started up right here. The support's going to duke it out just a little bit. Don't see this going anywhere. For WE, it's just important to make sure you have enough space for Monkey to be able to grab this first Drake. And to be fair, grabbing yourself an early Mountain Drake is really nice.
Yeah, well.
On that Steadfast Presence, you're going to have to try to get that out as quickly as possible. About getting forced very far back. He's going to lose out onto a ton of gold here from the turret plating. This was the getting ahead. This was the gold injection that we were talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
he doesn't have flash.
never mind.
Immediate engage from Perukia. Love the steadfast engage there from the EDG support. You hit that public execution. Right, it's harder for ZZ to clear these waves out. Cube nearly picks up another play alone off of those. Monkey looking in the mid lane, though, does have Angel trapped in the Cataclysm, but Perukia, the steadfast presence, means that Karis couldn't dash in. It's still a flash from Angel, and a Keeper's Verdict knock up. The double shockwave turn from Angel is nice, but Karis, he wants to find this execute kill. He's going to get it and dash himself back out. Monkey picks up the kill, but Leave knows that Karis is not sporting flash or ultimate, so it's the one time any carry feels somewhat comfortable walking up to the assassin. And as you called out, Xiao Hao in the right place at the right time will even up these Drakes. So good plays on both sides. But Blockstar, I'm liking to see that every one of these decisions does come with a fallback for either side. And there will be more time bought for Leave to scale on up here. Perukia's going to get caught over the wall, though. Great find for Monkey into the quickness charm and the dunk down Cataclysm. Monkey holding all 2 kills for WE, just like we wanted to see.
And now they're going to go and try to fight around this red buff. Good knock-up landing right here. Xiao Hao's tanky, but still, he needs to get on out of there. Is at least going to be able to limp back out of his jungle. What he has to do is just spend more time getting alongside his teammates, doing stuff alongside Yao Yao, alongside Karis. Get involved into the backline as much as possible, because again, Leave really is the big part of this matchup, and is the person that's furthest ahead right now. You've been able to get a couple of cleanses, flashes, pops of the ulti out of him, but they haven't really full committed to trying to kill Leave yet. I think that's the next step. Flash potentially over the wall. No, in the end, it's not actually going to happen. Deciding to just turn around and walk away is Perukia, but they spent a long time up here in WE.
Good Keeper's Verdict, but he's still trapped in the Cataclysm without the J4 regardless, and Karis is going to get his sweet revenge. That is a 6-level difference, by the way, in that 1 kill for Karis.
And the thing is, you were just spending way too much time up in the top lane right there as EDG, just sticking around and giving plenty for WE to turn around and walk up to the top lane. Now, whilst that is happening, as we were talking about, right, first tower going to be very valuable. You get first tower right here onto the bottom side for EDG, and they're going to be able to grab a huge chunk more turret plating off of the Rift Herald. So the Rift Herald paying dividends right here for EDG.
Double levels to those 2 solo lanes. With that momentum, though, WE onto the Dragon. Monkey looking to make a statement here. Grab that second one. EDG Are we finally going to break the resolve, try and look for a fight? Perukia again could be caught as pop the steadfast presence and exhaust onto Cube just to hold the Renekton at bay. TP coming from behind. Xiaohao not going to hit the perfect public execution. It's Sagacian from Yahoo to get double charm. Leave immediately cleanses it, transcends, and ZZ pops into the background and finds himself a freebie AD carry. About doesn't even have a say in this fight. He just gets taken out by the big bad Cassante. EDG in a one-man advantage, losing some of these key ultimates, and they're going to lose their take rapidly as boy do Monkey and Cube push out the damage. ZZ has to flash away. Somehow trying to hold the front line. Karis goes in the back. Angel executes Monkey over the wall with a shockwave. Karis finds a trade back. We're now into a 3-on-3. Perfect execution forward. Lee's trying to kite back desperately, but doesn't have the summoners. Gets knocked up and gets cut down. WE have the final laugh in that long extended skirmish.
But nobody walks away with the Drake in the end.
He is spotted on Vision. Still got a couple ultimates that are working their way back in, and oh my gosh. All right, LPL Classic, we're TPing back in for this. It's Angel coming through here. ZDZ at bay, trying to hold 3 people in front.
Oh, no.
Somehow gonna dash in, and Karis gets caught by Perukia's steadfast presence. Down goes one key solo member. It's a whiff on the public execution from Xiaohao, but that key pick on Karis is more than enough to finally secure them the 3rd Drake of the game. Yao. Angel does have to flash, but the value of this Poppy has been ludicrous in these last couple of minutes.
Very much be the Cassante, so if ZDZ is able to use that deeper ward effectively, it could be really good. Angel.
No flash. Ooh, the Shockwave does brunt Karis' Tyra combo first, so Angel's buying time. He should just drop to Karis, just use the whole perfect execution to find that kill. But now he's trapped between 2 turrets and finds himself Lee, who steps right up into him. Very precautiously, but he still picks up that first kill, and the rest of the cavalry has arrived. So Monkey is now even going to have to pay the price for that pick onto Angel. The stall game from that Shockwave could prove massive for EDG, because Angel falls, but with Monkey off the board as well, is Baron not just the call here for Edward Gaming?
It doesn't feel like EDG have any momentum on towards it. They're in fact going to lose this mid lane tier 1 tower.
Has to use the quickness just to get himself out of his own jungle, as you called out. So more and more pressure on WE. They've lost their jungler off to a reset. He's lost camps. A key Gage ultimate's off the board. Are EG going to keep pushing the pedal down here? Doesn't seem like it. Oh boy, to the LPL become very famous about. Famous moment here in our game 1 could be manifesting as Monkeys once get picked up by a big Matofo strikes. He has a defensive cataclysm, but the Poppy throws him against his own created wall. Monkey goes down. And WE are sputtering without their crystal gem of a jungler. It's the slow from Leave on the Arc of Ruin, trying to chase down a bout, but he can't gap close there.
Right, that extra level of shred is there. Karis as well, trying for a flank, is going to get spotted out by Angel. This could now be a fight on multiple fronts.
Oh my god, all right. Oh, there's the Great Keeper's Verdict to chuck Cube out of the pit. TP's coming through to get back in. About a 10-foot TP from Cube, but he's still too late. The Baron is secured. Big time pickup for EDG. Engage comes through for CDC. Another Tofo strikes. Karis goes into the background trying to go after Angel, but Angel's too takey for the Ecology to deal with. They still get rid of ZDZ first. Perukia is very low. Karis, this is a massive flank if he can find it onto the critical targets. Angel gets a bit of damage down. Perukia poked out. About, can he find this kill? Flash from Perukia. Chains of Corruption gonna grab Xiaohao. Now Monkey finally re-engages to the fight. He's chucked under the turret, but they still get rid of Perukia. Xiaohao goes down as well. Baron comes at a pretty mighty cost for Edward Gaming.
Only one member of EDG gonna walk away with that Baron buff, and they're losing massively on this. You still have to walk back into base as Angel and get a little bit of health back. Oh, the poke though.
Yeah. It's that Varus range we talked about, how valuable it can be. Neither team is willing to give away their battle lines by this point. Dragon down about 6k. It's again the engage onto Cube. No strikes from ZDZ.
Shockwave.
Slice and Dice has to get him out. Shockwave does absolutely nothing for Angel. Does that give Monkey the confidence to now look to try and go in? Or are they just going to sacrifice the Dragon knowing it's not Soul? And again, some patience showing through for WE.
Right, looking for a perfect execution into the back line. He will die, and instead they just decide, hey, let's walk away. And it looks like it's going to work out for the mid lane tower going to pop as well. And you're now up by a good 1,000 gold for WE.
Cassante, even without the gold lead at the 30-minute mark.
Yeah, absolutely.
Monkey.
Monkey.
Oh my gosh, that was
again.
A very audacious flag and drag, but he still likes the engage. Perukia, the steadfast presence again. ZDZ's the only one trapped in the cataclysm. 3-man Keeper's Verdict. Punts out all of WE, but still About finds the kill onto Perukia somehow. And Karis and About hold their own, staring down all of EDG.
That golden right there was critical for keeping Karius alive. Monkey,
another weird flag.
another
Drag
one.
gets some shockwave publicly executed by Xiaohao. Monkey has been off for these last couple fights, but somehow it's still not costing WE too much. Fight around Baron. Leave should have all summoners, his ult up. So maybe there's a bit more room for him to make mistakes, but it's a public execution onto Monkey. The first engage, great stuff from Perukia. Cataclysm back over for Monkey, but it's too little too late. Lee picks up the first kill. Yao Yao nearly gets popped trying to go back in to save him, and we're back to the same story, Bloxer. Lee.
Oh, but Leave.
And now EDG can just wait out that ultimate, but as you pointed out, Bloxer, Leave is poked out very low, and Monkey is trying to hunt and find him. Gets the inside track towards the Drake pit. Leave is trying to force a reset here. EDG might just have to wave the white flag on this dragon, but ZDZ wants to go in. Their jugglers in here. Leave transcends to try and look for the fight, but About deletes him. Monkey, can he get in to secure the dragon? Yes, he can as well. No soul here for EDG. It's an absolute collapse thanks to Leave's low health bar, ruining any chance at the soul. WE now break the door open on our back and forth game one. And what makes it so weird is we have a ton of rosters in the LPL this year that we're willing to give time for because there's so much changes to their lineups. That's not the case for EDG.
Couple of Baron Empowered minions. Oh, Chains of Corruption just about going to go wide. That could be critical if we get a big team fight right now. For the minute, WE though showing good restraint, pushing forwards as far as they can, but not over-forcing onto these towers, letting these Baron Empowered cannon minions do the majority of the work for them, because as much as EDG's composition is very fun, it's pretty short-ranged, and that's making clearing out these minions very tricky.
Especially with About just cycling these big piercing arrows over and over again. If Leave gets hit by one of them, I mean, look at ZDZ. He still gets about 15% of his HP bar chunked out from these piercing arrows, and that's your tank.
They can't clear the wave. They cannot clear the wave.
Okay, Perukia's maybe looking for Cube here. There's a double charm from Yao Yao. Gets the knock up onto Xiaohao. They're going after Perukia as the easy target. About gets the first kill. Xiaohao's down. Gets the GA pop next. And again, it's EDG dysfunction. Leave and CDZ are just now coming out of the base to try and rescue this fight, but it feels too little too late. And there's Kara sweeping in for the big multi-kill. Just like that, WE have rescued themselves from woeful early mistakes and punished CDG for a disjointed late game to game one.
It's gonna be over right here, right now. Teleport coming back in just to try maybe stop something from happening. ZDZ, though, in the face of all of these Baron empowered minions, is going to fall. And what a matchup right here from WE. The underdogs coming into this match, and they're able to overcome some interesting play from their superstar jungler. Slayer, we're going to game number 3. I am very, very suspicious. On that one.
I respect
very, very suspicious of what we are seeing right here out of WE. I think in isolation, a composition where I don't see what the other side have picked up for themselves.
Yes, it's going to be junglers getting those first resets through, and yeah, this game is going to be pretty slow-paced until we get ultimates online, which will play to WE's hand, but that is just going to be such a critical point. I'm curious how much on the neutral objective front they're going to sacrifice. Yao Yao, though, gets caught in the choppers.
No.
That flash won't even save him. This should be Leave easily securing first blood. It's Perukia that grabs it, but a gross misposition for an Enchanter support pick here in lane. You now get to a peek at Monkey, paying another visit towards the bot side. It's important to remember that Leave, to help secure that first blood, also does flash with About. Monkey is playing like he has maximum dosage. Is this just the curse of the choppers for this early game? Monkey has to flash away, but Perukia again flashes to secure another kill for this EDG bottom lane. About, even with Lethal Temple, should find a trade. It's the zap slow onto Yao Yao. Leave throwing down some pretty heavy rockets. Crash down from Perukia. Barrier shield from the E. No, Perukia is 3-0. I'm just a little bit dumbfounded. Oh, no.
Not again.
Oh, sweet About. Good
Not
spell
again.
shield. It doesn't matter. It's still the rock on top of you. Xiaohao gets ultimate value.
This is
hold
the
on.
Wow.
All right, let's see about this dive. Right, Monkey, level 5, by the way. All right, good grass stack. He almost dies to the turret still.
To them repeatedly.
Oh, okay, Cube.
Apparently that didn't matter, although Angel...
That's
okay.
Oh, okay. I think, you know what? I think I can figure out this one. I'm going to put my detective cap on. Sherlock Holmes.
There's next week, which I'm very excited for. Woo. Obviously, for right now, between these two teams, I've also been loving Monkey. Monkey has been awesome.
This is the big win con we talked about.
Yeah.
Are they really just going to give these grubs? Okay, Xiaohao, you have to know that, all right. I think it's going to be 3. No, it's going to be
Is it all
2.
3?
That's still a win. No, it's just going to be 2. Monkey is close by to maybe try and shut this gank down. Cube is seriously throwing hands into ZDZ, but there's the unstoppable force, and there is the might of the big boulder. Monkey says, all right, Cube, your sacrifice was not in vain. I did, in fact, pick up all 3 grubs.
Not convinced of that either. I think it's very odd that they decided to go for as many fights pre-level 6 as they did, considering how much level 6 was really going to give them. Now, Angel using that Weaver's Wall.
Oh, no.
Little
Angel,
gap in
you
the
left
end.
it a little short, buddy. All right, Seismic Stuff still lands, and then ZDZ uses the Gnarl to throw Cube even further away from his turret. The minion wave nearly blocks enough for Cube, but I like this play from EDG. They know that this Yorick has 3 grubs, so what are they going to do? Perma-gank him.
What are you actually looking towards in terms of engage you're scared of from the WE side? In this situation, I think it's literally just Karis's ulti. Everything else is just somebody running at you, and that doesn't really scare a lot of these players.
It's going to be just Yao Yao we're waiting on with that Lulu. Karis looking for a play here.
Okay.
Really good stream and shuffle and Angel. Unfortunate update for you, Karis. There's a big boulder that can just fly over a wall and hit you hard. Tries to flash away from Cao Hao. The rocket won't land, but the rolling rock will from Cao Hao. The kill picked up for Karis. Was a nice look on the Azir, but just unfortunate timing.
Yeah, I mean, in that situation, you really just need a little bit of extra vision to know what was happening, and this does very much feel...
Push. Oh! There we go.
Not quite gonna do it right there, just gonna be able to get away. Yeah, pretty damn close.
And it's shocking to see that it's actually ZDZ that's ended up with the biggest lead here, but Angel's once again being prosecuted in his bottom lane stay. Goes under the turret, but this is where Mundo likes to thrive with the maximum dosage. And WE finally get back on the board. They get a kill over to Karis, but it's a TP coming from behind them. Cao Hao is once again here in the bottom jungle. It's a flash from ZDZ to make sure Monkey won't even survive. And Karis, we are far, far up the wrong creek. So even when WE find a nice pick on the Angel, they have to pay twofold back to the bank of Edward Gaming.
Kills. EDG, they haven't been particularly proactive across the map, but they've been incredibly good at being reactive so far. Cube
I
is
didn't realize
just
Perukia
dead.
was behind all of this.
Yeah,
Cao Hao ults, Angel flicks him back, and EDG have found their form we were expecting right off the bat. It just took them one game, it felt.
Through Monkey, the more that Karis will be able to hit, the more About will be able to just shred through waves and make it quite tricky to actually push through. You do just have to keep the pace of the game high, but so far, not something EDG's been struggling with.
All right, drive on in is Cao Hao. The turret does not go down, though. It's not the most beneficial Rift Herald, because they didn't really get first track in towards that dragon, and as you pointed out,
a little bit of a fast track on towards this objective. As you can see, Cao Hao and the remaining members of EDG don't seem to want to allow this one to go quietly.
oh boy, Karis and Yao Hao on the wrong side of that Weaver's Wall, but Monkey's just trying to run down Angel to leave him mispositioned. The bouncing blades from About get that kill. Cao Hao has to flash out. Karis is flying at Lee, but falls a bit short. Still gets a huge stream and shuffle after the unstoppable force. Cao Hao can't get into this fight, and they've sectioned off Perukia. ZDZ is in mini form. He can't get that big Gnar ultimate. He's finally taking into Mega Gnar, goes in for the Gnar ult, gets a Monkey of all people. The dragon down to 1 HP, but it's picked up for WE. EDG are scattered, and the lethal tempo is here with Cube flashing forward. Somehow, some way, WE are making a fight that felt impossible work out in their favor. And while it's still a 3,000 gold lead, what this has effectively allowed WE to do is, for the time being, look how even the items are. At least, all right, Turco's down, flash out of About, gets away from the unstoppable force though, steps into the choppers, but he doesn't really care. Perukia just re-engaged with a Magnetstorm crash down, but he is done, and Karis again gets a huge Emperor's Defy. They found 2 clutch kills. Angel has to flash away to buy some space as the trades start to come back through. ZDZ with the Mega Gnar gets 1 ultimate, it's on to About. Yao Yao doesn't have enough shields to protect his marksman, and Angel's able to rescue that fight, but again, that was a 4v5 for WE.
Not seeing it up anytime soon.
So they're looking for a pick. They've been punishing Cube all game long. It's a 1 versus 2 again. ZDZ, though, does not have Megan. Oh my god, the Maiden is throwing hands with the ghouls. TP comes through. Karis is here. Solo lane v solo lane. ZDZ is going to go Mega. Angel's trying to play at range, but gets slowed up by a clutch Cube E. And look at WE. Do they have the first track to get down here? ZDZ is far too low. He's going to drop. Meganar doesn't matter. Monkey gets jumped on, but there's the wild growth. There's maximum dosage. Monkey is just simply ignoring all of the carries damage coming from Edward Gaming. And now they may not have the CC Blockster, but they can just walk down EDG, corral them out of any chance of turning the fight.
Everybody just going to be able to slip away. It's just going to turn into a push right here onto the mid lane turret. And with those crystals there, with the grubs grabbed and a Yorick on your team, another tower going to fall. WE and grab themselves this dragon. All of a sudden, Group Perseverance has been flipped on its head.
As this game moves forward.
Absolutely it is. It looks like WE. They're going to push on the pace right here, and it's worked out for them the last couple of times. Angel does use the wall, but...
Monkey is completely trapped. Xiaohao engages right on top of him. Mundo doesn't get wild growth. Mundo's getting healing. Baron is down to 3k. Xiaohao wants to secure the Baron, but Karen throws himself into the background. Leave goes down first. Xiaohao is just hitting the Baron, and his team is going to pay the price for it. Unless ZDZ flashes out. I don't think about can hunting these kills down with ease. Azir can bring up a Shuriman turret. At least ZDZ is able to get one tier 2 in the bot side, so that's some gold into this Baron power play, but I think it's going to be really hard for EDG to find much more of that. The hunt popped from about. They're looking to chase down ZDZ. Doesn't have flash to get over the wall. He's going to have to hop. Ooh, that boomerang, making it close. Pick play isn't going to come across, and that does give up inside track position towards not only this mid-tier 2 for WE, but on the top side, Angel gets the top lane tier 2 down.
She's going to make something happen. You are putting a lot of pressure right now on Karis, finding a massive Shurima shuffle.
WE feeling brash, just standing up in this mid wave. Monkey is on the backside of the fight, half-healthing Perukia. Good poke on a ZDZ as well. Somehow the comp with very little range and very little CC is poking these health bars down as the Mount Drake is spawned. Monkey's running in. There's the on the hunt popped. He's got the maximum dose. He's got the wild growth. Monkey, can he survive all of this burst? No, but Karis flies in again to assassinate Leave and sends DDZ right into a bout. Cube and Karis making the difference. WE don't need the CC. They don't need the agency. They create their chaos, and they may just knock down this series right here, right now. Only Perukia to survive. They've got the grubs. WE looking to make the 6k gold comeback to sweep Edward Gaming out.
Can the single rel keep this game going for EDG? The death timers at this point are long enough that this game should be done and dusted. WE, they fight back from a horrible early game, and they put themselves in a position to 2-0 EDG, a team nobody had high expectations for. We thought it was just going to be the Monkey Show, but no. Karis steps up, steps up, and WE, they 2-0 EDG.
It's a new year, and it's a new WE through one series.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.